Hello. Today, today I had a what we call a standby shift at my job, where you're rostered on to work, but you can stay at home, and they only call you if they need you. It's to kind of cover if there's other problems going on or other people are sick. And usually you get called. Mine was like an early standby shift from starting 5 a.m. And sometimes you don't get called. I'd say 90% of the time, no, I'd say 80% of the time you get called. 20% of the time you don't. And those 20% of the times you don't get called are like perfect. There's not much better things where, especially when you're meant to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So if they need you, like I said, they'll call you. So I don't set my alarm. I just put my phone next to my bed, and if they rang, I'd wake up. But so I kind of woke up at about 10 past 5. I looked at the clock. I go, okay, 10 past 5. They said no one's called yet. Then woke up again about 6ish. Looked at the clock. It's been an hour. No one's called. Then I got out of bed because my son woke up early, and they still hadn't called. And the whole day they didn't call. It's like a free day almost, like a free day off. It's those little things are kind of what make make life worth living sometimes. Where it's just like it's a completely unexpected bonus of life, getting kind of like a free day off, not having to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning and do all the rest of it. So anyway, seeing as I kind of had a bit of a free day off, I waited until the shift was ended, or about half an hour before the shift ended, and then I decided I'll go out. And looked around a few shops. As usual, mostly nothing, but I did find two things that were kind of, I thought, well, why not? These were $2 each, and these are both 4 CD sets. So these are actually what? So I got 8 CDs there for $4. What's that? 50 cents per disc. Now this one here, I showed something like this a couple of months ago. I showed it was the same. What do you call it? Series. It's like a compilation and it's called the Pure series. And there's pure rock, pure jazz, pure. And the one that I showed, if you look back a few videos, probably from last month or the month before, I had pure American anthems. And that one wasn't actually that great. This one is pure electronic 80s. I also have pure chill. So I think this is my third or fourth. May have got one other one. Certainly it's at least my third. So I got pure electronic 80s, pure American anthems, pure chill. I might have another one. Uh, so what do you think of 4 CDs of the greatest 80s electronic music? And they say featuring Japan, Thompson Twins, Flock of Seagulls, Fiction Factory, Dead or Alive, Cold Cut, and many more. You kind of fold it out, and then you can see there are some of the other ones. Pure musicals, pop anthems, pop, 90s R&B, pure 80s, pure fitness, R&B party, country stars, woman, rock and roll, acoustic, urban. There are many, many more though. And there we see. Yeah, 4 discs. I was going to say 5. Um, and so, like I said, there's usually at least a few good songs on this, and kind of often there are songs that I know, but I don't know who performed them. Kind of good background kind of music. I find these compilations. So just having a look at a few of them. Some of those I don't recognize. Der Kommissar, don't know that. Einstein a Go Go. No, is that? Oh, hang on. That's the name of the song. Landscape is the band. The Lotus Eaters. Opeth have got a song called Lotus Eaters. Flock of Seagulls. H2O. Furniture. Really don't recognize most of these. I'm sure if I put this on, I would recognize some of the songs, but Lisa Marie and Malcolm McLaren and the Bootzilla Orchestra. Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck did an 80s electronic song. Herbie Hancock. Then we go into the second one. Bomb the Bass, I've heard of them. S Express, I've heard of them. Cold Cut. You know what song I heard on the radio yesterday? Remember that one, Doctor Who, that one? I think it was done by the KLF. what's it called? Doctor in the TARDIS or something. Anyway, I heard that on the radio. So I hadn't heard that for years. When I was a kid, I liked that song. Big Audio Dynamite. That's Mick Jones. Is his name Mick Jones from the Clash? Is his name Mick Jones? The guitarist from the Clash, not Joe Strummer. I think it's Mick Jones. That was his project after the Clash finished. Big Audio Dynamite. Oh, okay. There's a song I know and love. Psychedelic Furs, Love My Way. That's a great song. The Stranglers, Alan Parsons Project. I know them, but I don't know the song Mama Gamma. So I assume all of these have got an electronic vibe to them at least. When I think of Love My Way, that's not, well, that's got synth and keyboards in it, but Psychedelic Furs are a kind of a guitar. They're kind of like a new wave post-punkish band, 80s band. They're not really, certainly not purely electronic. Then we go to 3, Dead or Alive, You Spin Me Right Round. Okay, that's like an 80s anthem, isn't it? The Pointer Sisters, Neutron Dance. I know the Pointer Sisters. I don't know Neutron Dance. Like I said, I'm sure I will know a lot of these songs when I hear them. It's just kind of just hearing the title of it doesn't always kind of ring a bell at all. Miami Sound Machine. That was Gloria Estefan's group before she went solo. You got Paul Young, Love of the Common People. Don't like that song. Alison Moyet. I was thinking the other day, one of my very first musical memories, and it's funny I got Cyndi Lauper on here because she was another one, was that Alison Moyet video. It was a song, but the video was her. It was filmed in black and white. And from my memory, I don't think I've watched it in the last 30 years. I would have been probably younger than 5. She's lying on a couch, and there's these little animated devils, maybe devils and angels around her while she's singing the song. It's kind of like a lounge croony type song that she's singing. But that's one of the very, very first memories I have of music. That, and the other one is the Cyndi Lauper song Time After Time. I was just listening to that song the other day, and I love that song. It's kind of like such a perfect song. Quite depressing sounding, but also as many times as I've heard it in my life, I love that song. But I remember seeing the video for that, again, when I would have been about less than 5, because I think that came out at about 85, that song, 86, 85, 84. So I would have been younger than 5. And the only memory I had of that, apart from the music, was of the scene in this caravan that was parked out in a forest. So I saw that, and then I literally didn't see it for like 40 years. And just recently, it would have been late last year, I decided to rewatch that video. I thought, that memory's always stuck in my brain of that caravan in the forest. So I watched it, and there was a caravan in the forest, but it was a lot more hokey, the video, than I remembered it being. It was, I'm sure you've seen it. It's kind of like her and her boyfriend, and they live in the caravan or something, and then she's moving away. And she wants him, the boyfriend, to come with her, but he's like, basically, I can't. There's no speaking in the video, but you get this from their acting. That, and then the third musical memory, probably my very, very, very earliest one, was the Mary Wells song. Is it Mary Wells? Is that her name? My Guy. Nothing I can say could tear me away from my guy. That song. The very, very start of that, when that song kind of starts off in a strange way. It starts off kind of without a beat. You know what I mean? Some kind of songs. There are a few songs that do that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that don't start. Most songs it's kind of start. It starts on the. I don't know the musical term for it. The one of the beat. But this song here, I'll play it. Oh, there's an ad, of course. Every time you try and do anything goddamn YouTube, there's a freaking 15-second ad. 2 of them. Here we go. Is this playing? That part there of just kind of the horns whenever I hear that, it's like there's bzzz inside my brain, and I would have been even young, probably maybe even 2 or something. Which I know some people say you can't remember that far back, but I can actually, because I can remember my old house, and we moved from there when I was 2 years old. I can remember a couple of memories from there, watching Sesame Street, having a bath. Anyway, that song there, I have a memory of sitting in my mum's car in a car seat, like a baby car seat or a toddler car seat, and that was on the radio. And so whenever I hear just that first part, it like is throws me back in time, and it's I love that song as well. Anyway, sorry, that was kind of like a pretty long and pointless digression. We got Martika on there. Talked about her before. Disc 4, Run DMC, Robin Raz, Lisa Lisa, and Cult Jam. Full Force. I really don't recognize a lot of these. Bill Withers, Boney M. And we see Thompson Twins as the last song. You know, one of the Thompson Twins I think was a New Zealander. You know, they're British. Most people think it was a British kind of 80s act. Hold Me Now, I think. Well, no, that's Human League. Is it? No, hang on. No, it was them. Hold Me Now is them. There's another song of theirs that's I actually quite like, but I don't know what it's called. Is it You Take Me Up? Anyway, yeah, one of the lady, the woman in it, she was from Auckland. She's from my city, but she moved to Britain when she was a teenager. So anyway, so yeah, that's the first one. The second one. Now I kind of don't know why I got this, but I thought, well, I really don't know anything about it. So I don't speak French. I have no French pronunciation, so I'm just going to guess this. La grande histoire de la chanson française. The history of French songs, I think is what that means. You can see this was $2 as well, and this was originally secondhand, so it's third hand now. The original price was $21.95 secondhand, and this was at Real Groovy. And look, the reason I know it's Real Groovy because they put that orange $5 off sticker on CDs that are not moving. So you'll see these CDs that have been sitting in there on their racks in Real Groovy, the record shop over in town, for years sometimes. And sometimes they try and move them by putting $5, $10, $15 off. And obviously someone did buy this, then they didn't like it enough because then they gave it to the charity store. And this is a 4 CD set as well of the history of French songs. And like most of you, I know Edith Piaf and Serge Gainsbourg and Jacques Brel, and that's probably it. I can't really think of anyone else. I know Sebastian Teller, but he's modern. You know, he's still doing stuff now. This looks like it's much older, from the kind of 1900s through the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on. I'm just seeing if I can see any other. Okay, there's a lot of Edith Piaf coming up. There's Jacques Brel. Don't see any other names that kind of. Henri Salvador, that sounds familiar. No. René Louis Lafour, France. No. So I was right. I thought maybe I saw some other names that I might recognize and go, oh, actually, I do know that person. But no. And I see that saying Serge Gainsbourg is not on here. Maybe this is from stuff before him, before his time. Maybe the little booklet will say. History kind of implies that it's old. And also I see that it's a very sparse liner notes. So they look like all from the 50s and 40s exclusively. Okay, there's a 30s there. 30s, 40s, and 50s. There's nothing past like 56. So, okay, there we go. That's why our man Serge Gainsbourg is not on it. So I have no idea what that's going to be like, but I thought, well, I don't know anything about that kind of French music, so maybe I could give it a listen. If I don't like it, I can get rid of it somehow. So yeah, free day off. Found 2 things that I wasn't really dying to get, but I thought I'd get them anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching.